Hey, hi, and hello. I'm Troy the Art Boy, and today I'm going to be designing yet another unconfirmed experiment from Lilo and Stitch, the series. Just like I do in every video, I'm going to be going over a lengthy list of how this project is sort of organized. For those of you who've seen my other videos and rather skip that part, then please jump to this point in the video. I'll give you guys a second to move on ahead if you so choose. Still here? Great. During the credits of Leroy and Stitch the movie, there's an official list of every experiment along with their corresponding name and number. I defer to that list and work with a friend of mine, Leo's Library, over on Instagram, to sort of come up with a one-shoe place and a design for that specific experiment. I will say, I'm just pull these functions out of nowhere. There is a general guideline for how Jumpus creations are all organized. That list is as follows. Numbers 000 through 099 are categorized as being the household helpers. Numbers 100 through 199 are the civic disturbances. Think loud, annoying, and just generally disrespectful towards your peace. Numbers 200 through 299 are categorized as being the technological and scientific experiments. 300 through 399 are the psychological experiments. 400 through 499 are the militaristic experiments. 500 through 599, which are my personal favorites, are going to be the elemental manipulators. And lastly, experiments 600 onward would all be categorized as the doomsday experiments, like Stitch. Given both the name and the number, I can get to work. Today's cousin is number 024, Hamlet. I knew early on that I wanted Hamlet, or Hammy, as I call them, to be relatively compact. Generally speaking, Lilo and Stitch experiments are pretty short, with their heads making up about half to maybe a third of their total height. Hammy would be no exception. His head would be pretty much the exact same size as his body. That was pretty much all I had to work with initially. Leo's library wanted their function to be to turn non-living things into ham, given their namesake, which absolutely did help me to nail down this character design. When I make these experiments, it's important to me that they all look like they can carry out their function. What's more, I want their vibe to match their function. It's so hard to sort of articulate exactly what I mean. So instead, I'm just going to give you guys some examples and maybe it'll make things a little bit more clear for those who might not be getting it. Let's look at experiment 113 named Shoe. She can manipulate and generate either good or bad luck, depending on the position of the horseshoe shaped horn that she has. Now, when you look at Shoe, you might not know exactly what her power is at first glance, but after seeing her in action, it just kind of fits. Her green coloring adds to that, being the color that I think most people closely associate with the concept of luck. She's also pretty timid, and that synergizes very well with her luck powers. She's apologetic and even scared after generating bad luck sometimes, and happy when making good things happen. She's more than just a willing agent of the chaos like so many of her cousins. All of it, her body type, her coloration, her posture, and expression work alongside the function to make a solid experiment. Another example is O2O Slick. Slick is a salesman through and through. Now, if you look at this design, there's no way you'd be able to pick that up from the function. His design is, well, sort of bland, or at least it's not very dynamic. They don't give us much to work with here. However, once you see Slick posed or tipping his hat or talking, his function makes a lot of sense now, and it works well. I used this word earlier, and I think it works really well, so I'm just going to use it again, and that would be synergy. Synergy is defined as two or more separate things coming together to create a product that is greater than some of their parts. Does that make sense? When I brainstorm on these designs, I never want to just draw a random experiment and throw it just anywhere in the lineup. I think about how they would walk or move. I consider who might voice them if they can speak, and if they can't, what sounds would they make? I think both how they would carry out their function and how they themselves might look while carrying out their function. What's their personality like? How do they feel about their function? What other characters do they get along with or maybe not get along with? These cousins exist within a world of just so many lively characters, and I want to make sure that they seem like they could feasibly exist there. For the other artists out there who might be watching this video, that planning can be used in a number of projects. The better you understand the subject matter, the better the end result, generally speaking. I wanted to give Hammy a giant nose because I picture him taking a large whiff of the ham he creates before eating it. He'd have a small chest and a wide stomach too. I tried giving him ears, but I thought the antenna looked better and it maybe suited him a bit more. Lastly, for his colors, I wanted to do orange because I thought it would match the pinkish brown of the ham that he would be holding often. And how would he actually carry out his function? I toyed with the idea of him spewing a hamification laser, and although that would be objectively magnificent, I decided instead to go a different route. Besides, I already gave quite a few upcoming experience laser-ish powers, so don't really need that here. I've got to change things up a little bit from time to time, so instead, the outline of whatever he's turning into ham will glow blue, and these little blue circle bubble things will appear floating around them as well. And here he is. 024 would debut in the episode named Miss Hasegawa's Dilemma. Hammy would be activated when Miss Hasegawa mistook the pod for an apricot and rinsed it off in her watering can. The episode synopsis would be as follows. Mrs. Hasegawa's brother, Ernesto, stopped by unexpectedly with a business proposal. Lynn's house had become too chaotic and small for the amount of kitties that she'd taken in and enlists Lilo and Stitch to help. Meanwhile, Pligley becomes a vegetarian. Hamlet originally found his one-true place living with Miss Hasegawa, but later rehomed to her brother's butcher shop. Let me know what you guys think. This is usually the part in the video where I talk about and I showcase other fan designs. I specifically speak about them in relation to my own. I won't be doing that for this particular video because there aren't really other fan designs for this experiment. Allow me to explain. During Leroy and Stitch the movie, when Leroys are fighting all the cousins, we see glimpses of some unconfirmed experiments. Some seem to be just multiples of pre-existing cousins, others are virtually the same, but maybe in different colors, and like I said, there are a handful of never-before-seen experiments. One of which is this chubby little purple friend that the fan community seems to have just decided to be Hamlet. I'm pretty sure calling that little purple guy Hamlet is just a fan decision. I can't find any official media confirming it. With that being said, I still do plan on using that purple cousin somewhere in the lineup. In fact, I plan on using all of the unconfirmed experiments shown in that movie somewhere on this list. I also plan on justifying both Timon and Pumbaa being in the background of that movie as well, and even the multiple versions of cousins that we see that may be in different colors or look a little bit different from the cousins we know. We're gonna get there, I promise. Anyways, if you've enjoyed this video, or honestly, even if you didn't, be sure to like and subscribe. I'm still very new to the whole YouTube thing, and every like and follow, it just really helps a bunch. I've also started a Patreon. If you guys wanted to go support me over there as well, I would greatly appreciate that. And if you guys have an Instagram, go follow Leo's Library. I have a bunch of other designs already uploaded over there. I think we're about a month or two out from where I am currently on the channel here. So you guys will get a sneak peek of what's to come. And I guess if you're on Instagram, you might as well go follow me too at Troy the Art Boy. I would greatly appreciate that. And thank you guys so much for watching. You'll see me in the next one. Bye.